couple of reasons. The primary reason is the amount of supplies and just resources that Convoy's able to help us get. So kind of, this is definitely like a 30,000 foot view, but what happens is you've got all these other partner organizations like Feed My Starving Children, Stop Hunger Now. I mean, you see the different names on the box, Outreach, I'm not quite sure where they're from, but you've got all these different entities that send food to the Missouri location, and then all that stuff gets loaded onto trucks and gets driven down to Miami or somewhere in Florida, and then so it's all in, at that point it's all in Convoy of Hope's name, and then it goes from Miami down to Port-au-Prince, right over here to a public port in Port-au-Prince. But then it all has to get signed over to our Haitian entity, which is Foundation Mission de l'Espoir, which is basically Mission of Hope, just in French. So it all gets signed over to it's the acronym we use is FOAM. So it all gets signed over to FOAM because we have different, what's it called? We're a franchise in Haiti, so we have a lot of connections in the port, and so we're able to expedite containers through the port a lot quicker. So it all gets signed over into our name. Then it all has to get signed back over into Convoy's name to leave to actually be transported from the port here. But then once it comes onto campus, it all has to be signed back over to FOAM because it's coming onto our property. But then because Convoy owns the warehouse, when it comes into the warehouse, it all has to get signed back over to FOAM. To Convoy. So then it all stays here in Convoy's name. But then when we put it on trucks to go back out, it all has to get signed back over to FOAM. So it's an incredible, and everybody says, hey, if that's the way that we have to do it, and that's the way that we get meals and supplies in, then we do it. And I just love that nobody's going, well, it needs to stay in our name, or no, it needs to go in. I mean, we just have said, hey, whatever we have to do to sign over stuff, we do it. The other thing is we are a Haiti hub for Convoy. So right after Hurricane Matthew, there's a certain number of meals that we have to have on hand in this location at all times. So right after Hurricane Matthew, it was like 24 hours after it made landfall in the south, we loaded 1.5 million meals from the warehouse and took it to the private port, which is literally less than 3 miles from here, put it on a 50-ton barge and took it to the south. So we responded within about 48 hours of the hurricane, which we were some of the first responders down into the south. And so since then, with Convoy of Hope, they helped us get down 50 containers, and then also working with the Department of Defense, so the U.S. military, and a lot of other partner organizations. Just for Hurricane Matthew, we've mobilized 6.8 million meals. And so there's just been an incredible response that the Lord has blessed us with. And again, the crucial partnership for all that taking place is Convoy of Hope. So again, that's one of the reasons I feel like it's one of our best partnerships. I've worked for Mission of Hope for about 5 years. And I've just, again, the different convoy of people that have come down, and from the top of the house to folks just like y'all, everybody is just fantastic. It's an incredible organization. There's no way that we could be doing what we do without Convoy's help. And so I love it when y'all come through, just because it's so neat to see the partnership continuing. And so with those 50 containers, we have to restock our relief supplies. So we are already stocked again in case another natural disaster were to happen. So that happened very, very quickly. The other thing that we did is we used some of the food that was supposed to go to the schools to take that out to the south, but we've restocked that as well. Again, the speed in which Convoy of Hope works is just fantastic. So we are already ready again to help if there was another natural disaster. So the other cool thing that I love about Convoy, like he mentioned, so back over here in the far corner is where we package up rice and beans that are grown here in Haiti. So our goal with Convoy is that someday all of this will stop. All of this rice and beans that gets brought in from the States, which is kind of a crazy statement to say, but here's the thing. We're very aware of this. The more free rice and beans that we bring in, it cripples the local economy. And so we're very aware of that. The other partnership that's aware of that, that's one of our strongest, is Feed My Starving Children. So we have a whole agronomy program that we're working on right now, which is over here where you see these kind of the big white, I don't even know what you call them, big Mondo bags of rice and beans. So yeah, super side bag. All of the rice and beans we've grown up in the mountains and then we package it all here. And so the goal is that someday we want to get to full sustainability, where we're buying all of our rice, beans, sorghum, all of that
farmers.
here. Haiti can do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Haiti can do it. And I love that with all those partnerships doing the food program, everybody's goal is to someday have Haiti be at full sustainability. So this stops, and we don't have to have free rice and beans coming in anymore. So we're getting there. I think right now we're probably around like 10 to 15%. It's not gonna be a little low, but I'm just gonna go low for the sake. I think at this point we're about 10 to 15% is of the food that we distribute is from local farmers. And right now it's between 90 and 100,000 meals a day. That number fluctuates a little bit, but feeding a whole lot of mouths right now.
Of the 100% of crop, 10% is kept for seed. 10% comes to Convoy, and then 80% that farmer can sell. Convoy will buy that at fair market price. So that's basically how it works.
Yeah, it's great because so how it starts is the farmers are essentially loaned seeds, so they get a small loan of seeds, and then just like he was saying, there's a certain percentage that they have to give back from their first crop. That way the program can continue and more farmers are able to get. The other thing too is we encourage them out of that 80% to give a certain percentage back to the local pastors and churches within their village, so that those pastors can help if there's any widows, orphans, anybody that's single moms, single dads, they're taking care of their family, that they are helped from those farmers as well. And so it was actually really cool. We, I guess somebody, I don't know, one of the trips that went up, because there's a farm to table trip that we do. That's one of the options that you have, where you go up to the mountains, meet the farmers. You literally get to see the whole process from the farm through here. You help package food for a day, and then you get to go out on a food distribution and help feed kids in a school or an orphanage. And so anyways, somebody brought pictures up with them. One of the visitors brought pictures, and they got to show the farmers the kids that were eating, like, maybe not their rice and beans, but like eating from there. And they said that this little old man just cried. And they said, and Haitians don't cry. Like, that's not, there's very little tears shed in this country. But they're asking him, like, what is it? And he said, I never thought I would be able to help my country. Like, I'm just a farmer from, we're talking like Montana, like he's out in the sticks, but he just they're so moved knowing that they are in fact helping their country. So it's a really cool program.
The one thing I appreciate probably the most about Mission of Hope and Convoy of Hope is, Rachel is Mission of Hope. I'm Convoy of Elizabeth. Dang.
We do. Rachel and I do look alike, so I'll give you that.
But when we talk, it's not about mission. It's not about Convoy. It's about what we're doing together. And I think that's the beauty of the relationship, is that neither one of them really cares who gets identified. It's about reaching people and helping Haiti. And that's the beautifulness of the relationship. It's I like to use the term marriage, because really a marriage is not about the husband or the wife. It's about them together and what they create. And sometimes, you heard her mention, sometimes you talk about the wife. So sometimes you talk about Convoy. Convoy helped us get the containers, blah, blah, blah. Well, without the contacts of Mission, those containers wouldn't have anywhere to go. So again, it's a beautiful relationship. So
some of you may remember when we took an offering for food a couple of years ago for Convoy. This is the vehicle that it came through.
yeah,
The 500,000 meals that we ended up providing with the funds we gave was through this partnership they're able to get, because they're able to do much more with $1 than we can if we just go to the grocery store, because they have partnerships and in-kind partnerships, and was able to fuel this. I was here, I think it was March this year, and this was just empty.
yeah.
And
It was when I was here last time too.
and now they're full again. It's going to get empty again.
So picture person for the church, if you're putting together something, it really works well if you take a picture of the processing area, and if you take a picture of what's in the bag. So people outside, it's a good perspective. Jude and Omega got the shirts, so make your way through them and give them your size.
Before everybody leaves, I'd like to say one thing. On a personal level, Convoy has a program called Feed One. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that, but check it out when you get home. For $10 a month, you can feed a child. And my wife and I are participating in that, and it's something that we can all do, you know, at whatever level you're comfortable with. You can see how powerful this is and how efficient it is, and you know, something we can do when we're back in the States. And it just doesn't just go here. I think it goes to Harley. That Feed One, that's you're in 9 different countries. Is that correct?
10.
10.
10.
So it goes different areas, you know,
140
depressed areas.
Over 147,000 kids are getting fed. through
Yeah.
Feed One every day.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
10 countries.
Yeah, it's an awesome program.
That's good. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing that.
Mhm.